What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris. As always, with me,
Hydrated Liam.
Hydrated Liam, and that gives a perfect segue and a great announcement. Today is our 50th episode of the G-Spot and our first ever sponsored video. And it's actually brought to you by Kangen Water, which we're both drinking here today. We'll talk about it more later, but we're gonna dive into Silo Season 2, Episode 6, Apple TV. They just renewed it for 2 more seasons. A lot happened in this episode. Drop a 1 in the comment if you liked it. Drop a 2 if you didn't. Let us know what your opinions were. We're gonna dive into everything that happened during this episode, plus some predictions that we believe may end up being how this season closes out. Stick with us as we dive in. And again, it's all about you guys engaging. This is more of a discussion than it is us preaching to you about the episode. So go ahead, crack a glass, kick back, and let's have a discussion about episode 6, Silo. What's up, brother? What'd you think?
A lot to unpack here. Let's start with the big, obvious, overarching theme. Attempting to starve mechanical.
Ooh, it only takes 9 meals to create chaos.
Yeah.
What a line. How? And I think we really got to see the inner workings of Bernard's brain in this one, and just how analytical and by the number he really is, just by the book, right? Like, even when he was mourning over the judge, he talks to her in a caring, loving way, but uses mathematical and equations to like bring it to life and like bring it into like terms for himself, which I thought was like a really interesting look inside of the way like his brain really works.
Logic over the heart.
Yeah.
That's how he was operating.
It also, I thought, in that particular scene with the judge, started to nod towards what you were hinting to in previous episodes, where this is the beginning of the fall for him, right? This is where he starts to come undone. As soon as he lost his anchor, which was basically the judge, and he stopped listening to her, now she's gone because of his actions, he's really starting to come unraveled, and we're really starting to see it.
So I'm only going to tease this a little bit right now. I believe that Bernard and the sheriff have a whole lot more in common in terms of that logical thinking.
I could see that, yeah.
So we'll talk about that more later, but let's get back to this, the food shortage.
Yeah.
So they pretty much locked them down on, what level were they on? Do you remember?
So the barricade's on 130, so they're trapped for 130 and below, right, at the beginning of the episode.
Yes, and then by the end of the episode,
They hit 120.
yes, and 122, it was
The
a little
lower
farm.
Yep.
And what was it that the dude said? It wasn't optimum.
Yeah.
I was like, that was irritating me because I'm like, do they mean optimal? Like, they really saying optimum?
Maybe.
I don't know, but that just threw.
Yeah, he's like, we only lost 10 levels. He was like, yeah, but you lost a farm. Like,
Well, first he's like, all right, who can tell me what's on level 122?
yeah, and no one could. Oh, no,
Well, no one-
the snitch guy that we found out was actually working for Sims, which you were absolutely correct on that too. Sims has 1000% been operating behind the scenes against Bernard for quite a while now, because he has his own listeners, his own enforcers. He's got his own like team, right? And so yeah, you were 100% correct that he's not necessarily the lapdog I was saying he was.
We also saw the fact that we were right about that one dude becoming the shadow too.
What a crazy, crazy turn of events.
I knew that was coming.
From 10 years in the mines to 5 years in the mines to now becoming the shadow of the most powerful person in the silo.
He went from 10 years in the mines to 5 years in the mine to only working 1 day in the mine.
To now being the shadow of the most powerful person in the silo. And getting access to the legacy, which they've been hinting to us is like the supercomputer with all the knowledge of the past, right? And it's how Solo knows, and it's how Bernard knows about all these things that no one else knows. And so, really, I'm interested to see, are we gonna get to see this before the episodes or season's out? Are we gonna get to see what legacy is and how it operates? And that also, I don't wanna jump too far ahead, but Solo created his own antibiotic. And he's not very smart, so I'm thinking he had to use the legacy to do that, right? Or there was a knowledge of it inside the computer. The computer is so smart, almost like we're seeing in Dune right now, where like you can tell it what to do and it's like a thinking machine and can go do the thing. I'm really interested to see what it is and how it works though, because it's way more mysterious and I have a lot more questions about it now.
Oh, that's always good.
Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think the legacy is, and what is it like? What is its purpose? Like, what does it do? I'm really interested.
So I thought it was really cool how they set up the ambush to regain those 10 extra levels.
Yeah, the engineers come up with a tactical maneuver, the pinhead maneuver. I loved it. It was good.
They cut through the ceiling,
Yes. Yep.
and then they used the winch to pull down the gate.
The same winch they stole to get down. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. I love that. And I love how the dude's like, the main dude, he downstairs.
Knox.
Knox. Yes, thank you. Sometimes I've been good with the names. Other times it's just like, nope, for life of me, can't remember.
Yeah.
But Knox was like, look, you can kill 10 of us. That's fine. But we're going to take care of every single one of you.
And we're gonna take the stairs.
Yeah.
We're still going right through you and doing what we want. You're not gonna, yeah.
Pretty much telling them that it'd be a meaningless death for them.
Yeah.
And so that's when they agreed. They were like, all right, so how about we just have the new barricade here? They knew completely what they were doing. I love that. The new head of security there, judicial, the ones that were replaced,
I know what you're talking about. It starts with an A. I don't remember his name.
he was like, yeah, whatever. Like, this is about the best I can do. And was that Sims's wife in the helmet that was doing that nodding? I couldn't make the face through the grating of the helmet.
I believe it was.
I thought so too, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, so after Bernard visits her in IT and kind of like scares her a little bit, she goes and meets with her, like her husband comes in, right? And they have that meeting. After that meeting, I think, is when she goes and suits up and gets more active inside of what's going on. Like, she's mysterious. I think there's more going on with her than what we know, for sure.
Pretty sure you're going to be very right about her ending up a big part of the rebellion. I really believe that. Do you guys think that she's going to be a big part of the rebellion also? So for her, she was just doing her little nod thing, and Sims was telling her in that little communication scene you were talking about, he was like, I was never a raider. You were the raider. So he was asking her to go take care of that part, which was really cool. They've got a good little collaboration there going.
Our team.
Yeah, for sure. But I very much appreciate that. And so that covers that area. So what about Walker's speech and the poison food?
Yeah.
What'd you
So I think that really just leans back to what Bernard was saying with, this whole tactic of starving them out 9 meals so that they turn on each other and basically handle it for us. They poisoned it with rat poisoning. They find out very quickly, like, hey, there's only one poison that's this color. Let's not eat it. There's a dead rat, like 2 and 2.
It was more of a mouse.
It was pretty small, yeah. But then they get gifted food, right, from above. They drop it down the garbage chute, which we find out, Bernard, it's already in the playbook, right? We already knew there were going to be sympathizers, already knew this was going to happen. And now all we have to do is put our post up at each one of these garbage chutes and we're good to go.
Who do you think sent the food? Was it her father?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it was the father. I just think it was sympathizers, maybe a little higher up, family, people in supply maybe that they know.
Because he was on those higher levels too.
Yeah, he is a crucial part of this. You were 100% right. He was going to be the doctor that comes down. He is the one that actually helps Patrick. You were also 100% right on Patrick getting to the sheriff in time to give him the information he needs to actually turn and become a force against the mayor. He even says it right there. He's like, I lost the sheriff. He knew it. And he's like, shit, like, we got to figure something out now.
Then Knox tells the sheriff, thank you. And the sheriff's like, I didn't do it for you. I do it for the rule of law. It's not Bernard. It's not you guys. If you're going by the law, I will uphold and protect the law. It's my job. He lives by the pact.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying that he is very much the same as Bernard. That's why I was making that connection.
Is it the pact or is it like law and justice? Because I think if he lived by the pact based on his own symptoms of having the syndrome, he wouldn't be able to do what he does. So he's allowed to bend the pact when it benefits him. So I don't know if he's necessarily like by the pact, but he does believe in right and law, right and wrong, justice, like upholding that part of things 100%, which I thought that line was solid. He's like, I didn't do that for anybody. Like, I did that because that's what I do. Like, that's my job. I was like, get it, sheriff. Like, that was perfect.
He got some balls this episode though, for how he got that information out of Patrick.
I was wondering if he was going to torture him, but that's threatened him. I was like, I wonder if he was going to like start sticking his like finger in like the bullet hole or whatever.
He pulls that whole thing. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but he's the dad giving you the talk. But it worked. It worked.
But did you see how scared Patrick was when he brought up the fact that Sims was now the judge?
Yeah. I think it's surprising to everybody because to the average silo dweller, the judge was the power.
You keep saying silo dweller.
Like a Fallout dweller? Yeah. I'm going to keep doing that. That's big Fallout fan. So the average resident of the silo does not believe that the Bernard is actually the powerful one. They all thought the mayor, like the judge was, not the mayor, right? And so to hear that she's now gone is very confusing and leaves people with lots of questions. But to find out that Sims took that role, I agree, scares the shit out of Patrick because he already knows that Sims was never going to. Sims' idea of coming good on his arrangement was killing him. Like, he was never going to give him drugs. Even if those drugs actually exist, we don't know. We haven't actually seen them or actually seen them being used. We've theorized that they're in the water. We've had these conversations where he says he has them. We've never seen them actually be used. And so, I don't know.
Well, Patrick also mentioned that he was in a bad situation. Like, he had pretty much no option. So he took the fake drug or offer just because he pretty much had no other choice. And he was just playing the cards that he had. And he's a little bit of a con man.
Yeah. Well, I think when we met him, he was, right? Like, he was always a little bit of a criminal, a little bit of a smuggler, a little bit of a shady guy.
He is a criminal for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's as bad as he was made out at the very beginning. He's just more interested in his self-interest.
Not a violent criminal.
Correct.
Criminal. There's a distinction there.
Yeah, there is.
Well, there really is. Like, someone wants to bring physical harm to you is a more severe threat than someone who may just want to take your money.
Or take advantage of a small situation or just, make himself a little more rich, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about that speech, though, with Walker.
Okay.
When everyone wants to tear each other apart and start getting scared about, well, what if there's no more food, blah, 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 I can go without eating so that my kids will eat, and then mentioned that what do we do when they don't have that food coming in either? And they're getting ready to seriously just turn in Knox and, what's her name?
Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah.
Getting ready to turn in Knox and Shirley. And then Walker steps up, which she has had so much growth because she went from this recluse.
Yeah, the hermit, yeah.
Yeah. To now she's standing up on top of a freaking table, giving a rallying cry to unify the down deep people.
Yeah. Jules really brought out a lot in a lot of characters. Like her exit from the silo and her not cleaning and doing what she did really started the arc of many people. Her father, Walker, Knox, Shirley, like all of them are on this crazy arc now. Even Lucas, is on a forced arc because he's in internment and now he's like a shadow, but pretty cool to see.
Yes, she is definitely the catalyst.
Yeah. What did you think of Knox and Shirley's drunken kiss?
They went through so much shared trauma together that it forced them to bond and become closer. They're working through their emotions in my eyes, and it was inevitable.
Yeah. Do you think it's just heat of the moment kind of thing, or are they falling in love?
I think they already have the love because they kind of grew up together. They all raised together.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of it differently. Like, do you think they're going to become a silo couple, or are they just hooking up?
I don't know. Depends on whether both of them survive.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. They're in the middle of a rebellion, so.
But they're definitely going to take advantage of everything they can between now and the end. And unlike fucking Dune, we have 4 more episodes.
Yeah. Sure do.
So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got left on a cliffhanger on episode 5 with Juliet finding the helmet and then passing out. And I had theorized that obviously Solo's the only one that can find her. Somehow he's going to, notice the wound, see that she's infected, save her life, and then she was going to, in turn, kind of like fix the pump.
Yeah.
Kind of true, kind of right, kind of not right, right? So he definitely found her, definitely gave her some homemade antibiotics, which we talked about earlier. I think, the legacy or whatever that thing may be helped him figure out. I don't know if he made it himself. He's quite the liar, quite the storyteller, if you will. And so he definitely helped her, but now he's leveraging her suit, her helmet, as collateral, as a bargaining chip, if you will, to get his Silo fixed, get that pump fixed so that he doesn't drown.
Gave him an ultimatum, kind of holding the suit hostage. But what do you think? Do you think she's going to fix it? I mean, he gave the whole little dad speech yet again, like we were talking about the dad speech with Billings, right? But he gave a dad speech. He's like, look, if you just get over yourself and go do it, then you can go do what you want to do. That was such a dad speech. I remember my father telling me that when I was like, if you quit bitching, just get it done, then it'll be done and over with. And then you can go do whatever the fuck you want.
I may have had that conversation with my own children. So yes, I get that. Just do your chores and then you can go play the Nintendo. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go save your 10,000 buddies? Fine. Do your chores.
A little bit more of an extreme example, but yes.
Or it's to save my life. Because he equated it to, what was it? I just saved your life, now you can save mine.
That's what you get. You owe me. Like,
Yeah.
we'll make it even, basically, I think is what he said, yeah. And, just obviously we get preview trailers of the next couple episodes.
I never watch them.
Oh, I do. I like to see kind of like predictions and like map things out. So I won't say anything because obviously you want to keep that mystery for yourself. But, either she's going to... One thing I thought was cool, and before I move on to that, one thing I thought was cool was that even in her weakened state, she is like ready to just jack him up and get that suit. Like, she doesn't care. So I am interested to see when she regains her strength, does she really fix it, like you say? Or does she pretend to fix it? Does she trick him and take the suit and just leave? What does it really, how does it really play out? Because we talked about it in the past. It's actually probably one of the most watched episodes of our discussions of Silo. You guys can go check that out on the playlist, where you had mentioned that Jules was only manipulating Silo for her own survival. And I believe that we may see that prediction come true in the next episode, where she does something crazy that may hurt him in order to get herself out of there to go save her friends. Because like you said, you got 10,000 lives on the line compared to one. And those 10,000 lives, she's much more closely connected to.
And it allows her to justify, it allows anyone to justify a lot more with what they're willing to do in order to help.
I mean, think about how many times in history, or just in movies and cinema alone, where the ultimatum has been brought to people where it's like, you can sacrifice your life and save the world. You, for billions of people, right? Like, and then they do it, right? Because it's like, well, what is one life compared to all of this life? And so, same kind of thing, Anthony.
I still think that she is going to convince Solo to go with her.
I would love to see that, because I think that is going to be the thing that really disrupts Silo 18 and then also allows Jules to actually come back in. Because I don't think that Bernard or the powers that be are going to allow her to re-enter and cause chaos unless there's like another person there, and then it's like, oh, there's information that I want now.
So one of the reasons that I think that is because Steve Zahn is a good actor, right? And when you have a certain level of actor playing a smaller role in their series, they tend to keep them around for quite some time.
It really depends, right? Like, if they become a fan favorite, then all of a sudden they write them into the longer story, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I have a feeling that he's going to be a bigger piece of it. I just don't know because I haven't seen him in too much recently.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he still has the same status. But typically in shows in the past, you could use that logic to help know what's going to happen, whether a character is going to live and die, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it's Game of Thrones where they'll just kill off all the awesome people anyway.
Yeah, well, that's poor Ned. Poor Ned.
Exactly where I was going with it.
Yeah. But no, I think that this was a jam-packed episode. We saw the revolution actually kick off. They're armed. They're pushing for...
I feel like it was a soft launch.
I mean, they armed themselves. They showed force. They took 10 levels. Like, that's a little...
Without actual violence, though.
Well, I mean, they don't want to hurt their people. Their goal has never been just wanton violence. Their goal is control, is truth, is freedom. And so...
Raiders are... I feel like the Raiders are less than people in their eyes.
Why didn't they just attack them?
Because I think they weren't prepared or suited right then and there. Their objective was just to get the farm, to buy more time.
So they were just achieving mission,
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mission success, stop here, regroup, and then we'll work from there.
Okay.
Because, like I said, Knox was literally saying, it won't take much for us to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, all you guys.
Well, if someone was standing there with guns pointed at me, I'd probably say the same thing to them too. Right? Like, you have every intention of hurting me. I will freaking kill you. Like, let's play this game. But also, I see what you're saying, because if they really wanted to, in that scene, they could have just crushed those guys and kept going. But they didn't.
I think they value their friends' lives more than they value Ray's, for sure.
Brother.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at there.
Okay. So, what do you think is going to end up happening? Is Jules going to get back to the silo in time? Let's hear some of your predictions without dropping too many clues. What do you think we're going to see between Solo and Jules, and what do you think we're going to see with the Silo 18? What's going to be like the next big two next big things we see in those silos?
So I think Jules is going to convince Solo, whether force him or just straight up like, look, you're going to die here. Do you want to live or not? Kind of thing, just to get him to go with. By the time they get there, she can frame it in such a way that Solo would be looked upon as and revered because of his status there. Solo, I don't think, would make a bad head, like governor or whatever.
Really?
I don't.
It's a little psychotic. Like, it's been a little too long.
But he's controllable.
Okay. Until he's not. Like, he's definitely lost his control, lost his had an angry outburst.
But as you see, Jules has been wearing him down since day one.
Yeah.
He's done so much more that he's never done before. He had himself locked away, period. He let other people die right there or poison them.
Yeah, let us know. What do you guys think? Do you think Solo would be a good leader, or is he too far gone? Yeah.
I don't think of him, I think of him more as like a figurehead.
Puppet.
Yeah. That's why I see him as if he took control of the other silo. But, like I said, because Jules can control him, she can leave him in that position.
Yeah, I don't know. I see other people already in Silo 18 being much more qualified to do something, like to take over that role. Almost like Sim's wife.
Yeah. It was just a fun thought for Solo.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. Look at the theory. Theory time.
I mean, I don't care if that one comes true or not, but I do want to see both of them walking to the silo together and everyone just lose their fucking mind and watch Bernard's vision of any hope for the future, how he wants it to be, completely crumbled.
Yeah, Bernard is actually losing the ability to censor and keep information quiet. Because even when the sheriff was like, hey, we're going to start an investigation into the judge's murder, these other two homicides, this and that, he's like trying to shut off all the communication and airwaves, but not fast enough. The judge or the sheriff still got to say what he got to say. Everyone heard it. And then also, it took him 10 whole seconds to take down that video of that Patrick and them uploaded in season 1, at the end of season 1.
Well, Patrick mentioned that it was only supposed to be up for 10 seconds.
Oh, I thought they took it down in 10 seconds. Maybe I misunderstood.
Maybe I misheard.
Yeah, what did you guys hear? I want to know. What's the relevance of 10 seconds in that video? I'm excited for the next episode. At least we've got several more to go, which is great. Dune is about to come to a crashing end here this weekend, which we'll see whether or not we'll give you guys a full, honest review on whether or not we thought they did a good job with season 1 and whether or not they're actually going to have a season 2. We'll keep you updated. We're definitely excited that Silo just got renewed for 2 new seasons, and Secret Levels got renewed for another season, which not all of them were good. That's for damn sure. Not all of those were good. But let us know, would you guys like us to review some of Secret Level or anything else that's on your mind that you guys maybe think we should have a discussion about? Check it out. Let us know down in the comments. As always, we love your guys' engagement. Thank you guys for being here, subscribing to this channel. We're at over 8,000 subscribers. I believe we'll hit 10K before this year is out. And so thank you guys so much for being here. If you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed, it really means the world to us for you to do that, and it takes 10 seconds or a couple of seconds of your time and nothing off your shoulders to do so. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss another single episode, because we drop 2 a week and we love you guys engaging with us. It's a nice way to have a little after show conversation. As always with me,
Liam.
My name is
Liam.
Hydrated Liam. Thanks to our sponsor, Canyon Water, here today. First ever sponsored video, number 50. Definitely feeling things are going in the right direction, brother. I'm really excited for what we're doing. My name is Chris, and if you guys really enjoyed this, you can check out the entire playlist we have for Silo right now up here. We're also doing Dune. We have one more episode left this weekend, but you can check out the entire playlist for that right here, as well as another video you may also like right above my head. But don't forget, always subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another single episode. And we'll see you guys on the video. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.